Hi, everybody. Welcome to CloudCoin Live. And this is your Friday report. I've got some good news to report, starting with the RAIDA. The RAIDA's secondary content delivery network is now working, and we got a bunch of what are called fixed IP addresses. And this means that if for some reason the domain name cloudcoin.global was to be seized somehow, I don't know how that would happen, but let's just suppose that somebody was able to actually take it away from us, then that's no problem because we don't even need the DNS system. We don't have to use DNS names. We can just go straight to IP addresses. And so now we've got 4 different ways to get into the RAIDA. And keep in mind that when you get in the RAIDA, you're actually going in and going to have to go through all of these servers, all these layers of servers that are called reverse proxies. They hide the actual location of the proxy servers. The RAIDA now can handle 400 notes per request. It was only doing about 200 notes last month. And so with the next version of our software, we'll be able to do 400 notes per request. That's probably going to take care of about as much money as somebody wants to check at one time to see if it's authentic. We also, for the first time today, were able to get multi-fix deployed on our first RAIDA, and multi-fix allows us to fix hundreds of fract coins at once, 200 fract coins at once. What we've been doing is one at a time. It takes about 14 seconds, and it's kind of a long process. And so your program just kind of sits there, and in the background, it fixes them. We don't even want people to know that their coins are fracked. That's part of the process. But when people see that their coins are fracked, they become concerned. They think there's something defective. They might even complain. But actually, that's part of the natural system. And now we're going to be able to, instead of fixing one coin every 14 seconds, we're going to be able to fix 200 coins for every 14 seconds. It's going to be much faster, and it's going to be wonderful. We've just added a whole bunch of new RAIDA administrators, or at least we're getting ready to. We've got a bunch of people that are signing up to become detection agents. And so our plan is to have 825 servers at least, and so that plan is going ahead. So that's great. This week, I worked on what I'm calling the advanced RAIDA client, and it's in design stage right now, but I've got the first design document done, and I've listed all of the features that it will have, and some of the things it'll have include the lost coin recovery. So right now, if you send a request to the RAIDA and the RAIDA does not respond, or there's a network problem or errors or something like that, then you could possibly lose a coin during that transaction. But now with the lost coin recovery, it'll be able to figure out what the authenticity numbers were, and be able to recover that cloud coin. So we should have a lot less lost cloud coins because of that. We're going to have new export standards and import standards in the client. We're going to have MP3s and PNGs and barcodes. And what this allows us to do is it allows us to hide cloud coins and different things. And so that the options are going to increase. Later on, probably next year, we'll start working on Word documents and PDFs. But I'm really excited about the MP3 and the PNG because they hold lots of cloud coins, and they have graphics, and we can also possibly use that to make it so that we can authenticate music, so that you can see that a music video is real, or maybe even a movie later on. Another feature for our advanced RAIDA client is the vault. So we have something called the bank right now, but the vault will actually hold cloud coins that are in a state that they're unstealable. I mean, if they were to be stolen and used, it wouldn't do the thief any good. And in order to get them out of the vault and put them in the bank, the user has to enter a password. And so they're basically password protecting these, and it makes it so that we can live up to our goal of having a currency that cannot be stolen. So that vault will help us do that. And another part of that is what we call store in mind, and that's another feature that this next software will have, and that is that you can actually just store all the serial numbers in a folder, and all the authenticity numbers will be based on some passphrases that you create. We'll also have the recover by email so that you can embed your email into the authenticity number, and if you lose it, you can just give the RAIDA your serial number and the hash of the email, and that will allow them to, the RAIDA to send you your CloudCoins back. We're going to have a template changer in the new client, and that's going to allow us to change the way that CloudCoins look. And then, so, for example, suppose that you had a JPEG image that you liked. Well, you could put a CloudCoin in it and send it to somebody, and nobody would even know that there's a CloudCoin in there unless they really scanned for it and knew how to scan for it. So it's going to make it so that JPEGs, what you could also do is maybe you'd have an advertisement, and that advertisement would be a JPEG, and it would say that there's a CloudCoin in that JPEG. So this is going to be useful for marketing, I think, in the future, but it also allows for collectibles. We're going to have pay forward, which allows the user to send CloudCoins to the RAIDA, and then the RAIDA sends it on to the next person that you want to send it to. This allows us to send CloudCoins from my software to your software, or from anybody's software to anybody else's software, without having to export it to an email system or to export it to a file and then put it on a USB drive and give it to them that way. So it's just going to make it faster. And this is for our retail. We're getting ready to create a whole real retail network. And that means you can just walk into a store, you can pay, scan your stuff, and they'll give you a URL, and you just send your money there. It takes seconds. So that'll make it very nice for retail. Another feature is the eraser feature. This allows you to erase all the logs. And so right now, we track every time something happens so that you can know if something goes wrong, but it might be that you don't want that to be tracked. And so you got this new eraser button that'll erase everything. And so that'll be a privacy thing. We'll also have software that allows us to check to see if the software is up to date and update it automatically if you want. We'll have a translator, which basically means that we're going to have the software be able to run in 30 different languages, and that'll be nice for people all over the world. And we've got something called an old coin monitor, and that means that if your CloudCoins have been in your bank for over a year, then it'll automatically go and re-authenticate them. And that will mean that they'll never expire. And we're still working on, or trying to figure out when the loss period is. Right now it's 2 years. We're thinking about changing it to 5. We'll see how that turns out. Later on, this software is going to become a server. This will be some project, probably we won't get into it for another 4 or 5 months, but we want you to have your software act as an ATM. And so you could be out in the world and you want to withdraw money out of your account, and you can just go right to your desktop remotely through the internet and download your money or upload your money or write checks for that matter. We'll have bill pay. We'll also have an exchange so that you can tell your software that you want to sell CloudCoins for dollars or whatever. Pardon me. Then your software will go to the exchange and advertise. People can go and buy it. And then we're going to have something called My Store. And this is going to allow people to go to your website and buy things. And so it'll be a distributed market in which people all over the world are selling things from their desktop, but you'll be able to buy stuff and get merchandise. And so that's going to be exciting. We are starting to develop our marketing, and we've been successful in that we have more revenue to work with. And so now things are getting much better for CloudCoin, and we're trying to put together a marketing team, and we are calling on some very good marketers. I won't actually tell you who they are. Well, I probably shouldn't tell anybody who they are anyways, but we've got some very good marketers new to CloudCoin that are going to join us, And these people know how to market specifically to crypto markets. And so that's going to be something that we haven't done before. We haven't really gone out and tried to get the crypto community into CloudCoin. That's going to change here in the next couple months. So marketing has begun. We're trying to find our marketing leaders who can be the standard bearers for that. Luckily, CloudCoin is really good. Everybody knows it. It's really good, especially when it comes to the privacy. So when you use it, you can be very secure in that you're having private transactions. That's something that no other digital currencies can provide. So we've got a big advantage there. All right. I think that's about all that I have for this week. It's been a busy week. We'll continue on next week, and I hope that you have a good weekend. There was one question that was asked to me. I'm going to see if I can find it. I think it came from the Telegram channel. Okay, so the question is, I have a question for Sean. It says, how to invite an audit or a third-party security organization to provide an official statement of autonomy and security that shows that the RAIDA is in fact secure and anonymous. And so how could we do that? Well, that's a very good question. And I've had that in the back of my mind since the beginning, that when we started CloudCoin, people are going to, question of whether the RAIDA is real, whether it's really all around the world, if it's really run by independent agents, independent people, if it really cannot be brought down just by one person like myself, or if it really is a data structure that is built very well. And that is definitely something that we want to do. And the question is how. We want to do it like one time, or it doesn't really matter. We want to have a company that the people trust, so that people can have faith in them, a third party. We also want to have a company that we can trust, and that they're not going to go and tell different governments who's who. But we want this company to come in and vouch for us that the people that are involved really are spread all around the world, that the servers really are on different networks all around the world, and that we're not just making stuff up. So I'm open to that. I don't have any ideas about who that company should be. But I'm open to suggestions. And I think that within the next 12 months, we'll definitely want to do that. So it hasn't been important because CloudCoin hasn't really been developed. But as we become more developed, we're going to get questions like that, and we want to be able to answer it so that everybody is absolutely certain that the RAIDA is going to stay up. We want people to know that if they attack RAIDA, it's not going to do a damn bit of good. So the best defense that we have is just by being so strong that nobody's even going to bother wasting their time trying to hack it, because they know it's not going to happen. So I do have some ideas. Maybe we could go to the hacker convention in Las Vegas. So they have one every year. It's called, what's it called? Something Con. I can't remember his name. But if we could get these world famous hackers from the hacker convention to try to hack the RAIDA and to audit it, then I think that might give a lot of credence to the RAIDA. I can already tell you that we do have our own in-house white hat hackers, and they could certainly vouch for us, but they're also being paid by us. So you wouldn't think that was a source that everybody could trust. So we need to find some third party that everybody can trust, and we will do that. I think that we'll do that within the next year. Maybe we'll even have a contest. All right. One question I have here is, will detection agents for CloudCoin be used to authenticate alternative coins that use RAIDA technology? And so we do not plan on having any other coins use the RAIDA, because we want CloudCoin to be the coin. However, we can take cloud coins and rename them things and market it differently. And in that case, it would seem like they're different coins, but they're actually the same thing. However, we will use the RAIDA to authenticate other things. So we could have the RAIDA authenticate shoes, and we could have the RAIDA authenticate works of art. And so we can use the RAIDA to authenticate other things, but we don't really want to create a currency that is going to compete with the currency that you guys may have already bought and that we have invested so much time into. So we're trying to keep it so that there's only one currency that uses the RAIDA. Let me see. Okay. And by the way, we have not had any salespeople before. We're going to start getting these salespeople, and we're going to start reaching out and trying to form partnerships. And that's going to be interesting because we really haven't done that in an organized way. We've just kind of bumped into people, but we haven't actually gone out and tried to create partnerships, say with Apple or Google or whatever. But we could certainly do that. We're going to start doing that, or start reaching out to people. And I should mention, because this is really interesting, and that is, in a few days we're going to be at the Anti-Counterfeiting and Currency Expo in Las Vegas, and we're going to be able to talk to all of these different organizations and companies that are in the business of counterfeits and are also in the business of making money and making things that they want to stop from being counterfeited. We've got the new technology, the new patents. We've got the best booth there. So you'll open the doors and there's our booth. We have the coffee area. So there's an area which people go get coffee. We have a little video set up there, and we also have a room. We're going to speak about the theory of perfect money. So I think it's going to be an opportunity for us to really learn about the counterfeiting market, and for them to learn about us. And so hopefully next Friday, when I report to you, we'll have some really interesting things to talk about. I'm going to try to wiggle my way onto Connie Willis's Blue Rock Talk on YouTube and see if I can do a live report from Las Vegas. So that'll be fun. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.